God. Ask God.
Hi Scott, this is Victor from Russia. I have a question about your TAS session 254. You have said, now the cool thing is, it's like a custom audience. Now guess what we can do? We can create a lookalike audience. Now Facebook is going to go out there and find people that match that criteria in their profile. And now you can branch out to hundreds of thousands of people that match that type of person. Now my question is, how are you going to make Facebook go out there, find people that match that type of person and advertise among them? Thank you. Best of luck and thank you for what you're doing.
Hey, Victor, thank you so much for the question all the way from Russia. Every time that I get questions from you guys that are all over the globe, it's just really, really awesome. It just proves how awesome our TAS community is. So I just want to say, Victor, thank you so much for being a listener. And this is a great question. And again, it's something that may be more advanced for some of you just starting, and it's okay. Again, going back to what I talked about in the beginning, don't worry about doing this now. Worry about maybe archiving this and, this little tip here and I'll come back to it. Don't worry about it right now. All right. But for those of you that are at that point, you're thinking to yourself, you listened to maybe episode 254, and that episode was actually a hot seat that Chris Schaefer and I did. And it was titled Failing Products Plus Advice on Future Product Plan and Sales Funnel Mapping. So we talk about sales funnels, the sales process and kind of how to map all that stuff out. So it's definitely a great episode if you want to listen to that, and then maybe this answer will make a little bit more sense. But what we were really talking about, and again, we talk about this even if you're just building a launch list, like if you want to get people that are in your audience, a great way to do it is to build a list in that audience, an email list. And then from that list, we can then upload that email list to Facebook. And then we can start to retarget those people, or we can create lookalike audiences. Now, some may be saying, well, Scott, I already have customers that have bought through Amazon. How do I get them on a list? Well, we've talked about that before too. And that is really insert cards is going to be a good way to do that, but your percentage is going to be low because now you have to get someone that opens up their package, they look at the insert card, they have a URL there, they click on it, they go to that page, and then they can enter their name and email address for whatever you're offering in exchange for that. Now, the other thing, and we've talked about this, and again, it's always changing on what kind of information Amazon is giving us, but if you have the phone numbers in the back end of your orders of your customers, you can actually take those and then upload those, and then those will be a match type. At least you can, or you could. Not sure if you can still do it, but again, that's a way that you can kind of tap into your customers that you already have. I personally think that you can still just build a list. We've talked about this. We did a workshop on this, and depending on when you're listening to this, you could go watch that, or you can attend an upcoming one, and I'll give you the link to that, but I'm going to put all this in the show notes too. But that's going to be theamazingseller.com/build list. Again, that's theamazingseller.com/build list. It's an entire workshop that we did. We did a case study showing you how we built an email list, over 3,000 at the time that we were actually doing this case study, but then we actually grew it to over 7,000, and then from there even more than that. But we actually break it all down. But the power of that is we go out, we find our market, we put an offer out in front of them. Contests work really good for this. And then from there, we can take that email list. We can either retarget those, or we just use them as a way to create a lookalike audience of people that are in my market that have the same profile type stuff that they can be matched up with. And I know this can kind of be confusing. Again, that's why I'm saying, depending on where you're starting, this may not even apply right now. So you may want to just skip ahead because this is a little bit more advanced. But anytime now, if you have a Shopify store, like Albert did, well, he's getting orders through that Shopify store. Those he has those email addresses. So if you have the email addresses, you can upload those. But you can also do inside of Facebook, at least you can as from the time that I'm recording this right now, is you can use other information like phone numbers. So it just is going to depend. But there is services out there that can take a phone number and then kind of reverse it and then kind of find out more information about that person. And then I know it's kind of creepy, but that's what you can do. And you're not using it to be creepy. You're just doing it so you can target your ideal customer, but mainly so you have a base of people. So this way here, you can build on that, letting Facebook say, oh, there's 100, I'd say more, 500 people that are like this. Let's go out and match these types of people with other people that we have in our database, and then we can expand that out. And that's kind of how that would work. So I know this was a little all over the place, but the biggest thing for anyone right now is to have an email list of some kind. Even if it's only 500 email addresses, that right there will be a good start for you to start, number one, targeting those people and retargeting those people, but then also building upon that with lookalike audiences inside of Facebook. Now, in the future, I'm going to have my good buddy Rick Mulready on, and he's going to break down some of this stuff, some of this Facebook stuff, because I know a lot of you want to know more about that. But again, if you go to theamazingseller.com/build list, you will find that entire workshop there, or you can attend an upcoming one. And that there, we break everything down as far as like how all this stuff kind of fits together. So hopefully that helped you, Victor. Keep me posted on your progress. And yeah, anyone else listening out there, if you're not building an email list, start today. That is a definite. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. But what I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.